You are about to see real aviation moments caught on camera, the seconds when everything changes. These are not movie scenes, and they are not rehearsed. From hard landings to sudden loss of control, every clip shows how fast a routine flight can turn into a plane crash. Watch closely, stay respectful, and remember that behind every frame there are real people and real consequences. Let's begin. On March 21, 2020, a just aircraft JA-30 Super STOL was substantially damaged during landing at Pierce County Thun Field in Puyallup, Washington. The NTSB determined the probable cause was the pilot's failure to maintain airplane control during landing in gusting crosswind conditions, which resulted in the wing striking the ground. On January 21, 2020, a gimbal Cabri G2 helicopter lost control while maneuvering to land at Independence Municipal Airport in Independence, Iowa, and struck an unoccupied airplane and a hangar. The NTSB found the probable cause was the student pilot's failure to maintain helicopter control while maneuvering to land. On April 18, 2019, a Beechcraft B-60 Duke crashed shortly after takeoff from Fullerton Municipal Airport in Fullerton, California, and the pilot was fatally injured. The NTSB determined the probable cause was the pilot's use of an unapproved elevator control lock device and his failure to remove it and correctly position the elevator before flight, which led to a loss of control during takeoff. A contributing factor was his failure to perform a pre-flight inspection and flight control check due to distractions and time pressure. On June 30, 2019, a Textron Aviation B300 King Air 350 crashed into a hangar about 17 seconds after takeoff from Addison Airport in Addison, Texas, killing both pilots and all 8 passengers. The NTSB concluded that the airplane experienced a loss of thrust in the left engine shortly after takeoff, and that the pilot's failure to maintain control and to follow the manufacturer's emergency procedures and checklists contributed to the crash. The reason for the loss of engine thrust could not be determined.
Oh, that's good. All right, what kind of plane is it?
Air B350.
Air B350?
King Air.
King Air, okay.
B350.
Crashed into where?
IB&B hangar.
A B hangar?
IB&B hangar.
Okay. All right. Do you know how many sold on board?
I do not.
Okay. All right. And just one runway, right? Okay. I have a call in, okay? Hello?
One was the address of the
Airplane crash, Addison Airport, east side of the airport. In the brown hangar by the fire department.
Brown hangar?
In the hangar burning.
Okay. All right, we have it in. We're going to get out that way. Thank you.
911, what is the address of the emergency?
Yeah, I'm at the Radisson Hotel in Addison, Texas, and I think a plane or something just crashed leaving the airport.
Smoke. Yes, ma'am. We have fire and police already en route. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Well, what's the address of the emergency?
I'm on Addison Grove.
At the airport, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have fire and police en route, okay? Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye. 911, what's the address of the emergency?
Where are they from? It's Addison Airport. Well, we just saw a big explosion. There's a huge fire. I think the fire department.
Yes, sir. We do have fire department PD en route.
On October 20th, 2017, a Cirrus SR-22 TGTS overran the runway during a rejected takeoff at San Carlos Airport in San Carlos, California, and struck a ditch. The National Transportation Safety Board determined the probable cause was the pilot's failure to use the before takeoff checklist and properly set the flaps for takeoff, and the pilot's failure to recognize the issue and abort the takeoff in time. The pilot's limited experience in the high-performance airplane contributed.
Downwind to Palo Alto. Bay Meadows departure is approved. Runway 30, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 30, traffic in sight, 3636 Echo.
On April 8, 2025, a Cessna 150F was substantially damaged during a go-around at Ottawa Executive Airport in Zeeland, Michigan. The NTSB found the flight instructor failed to maintain control during the go-around, leading to an aerodynamic stall at low altitude. With delayed remedial action and not ensuring the student had relinquished the controls, contributing. On December 26, 2024, a Piper PA-23-250 made a gear-up landing on runway 28 at Saint-Barthélemy Airport in Saint-Barthélemy, France, then veered off the runway and stopped after striking a taxiway D sign. The BEA concluded the pilot did not detect that the landing gear was not extended, with attention diverted by continuous smoke from the left engine and time pressure from opposite direction traffic, and a go-around was no longer feasible on short final for runway 28 due to surrounding terrain. On February 2, 2025, two paramotors collided mid-air at about 115 meters above the ground. The available information does not confirm the exact location, and the cause of the accident was the mid-air collision between the two aircraft. On October 6, 2015, a powered hang glider attempted to take off from the water near Jaz Beach by using an inflatable boat as a float. The takeoff failed, the aircraft lost control on the water, and it crashed. On December 7, 2019, a hang glider pilot experienced a near-fatal in-flight separation between his harness and the wing during a coastal flight. The exact location is not stated in the publicly available write-ups I could access. The pilot reported that a critical setup mistake left the attachment effectively relying on Velcro, which failed after a gust, forcing him to hold the control frame by hand until he could make a crash landing into the wind, and he survived with relatively minor injuries. On December 26, 2020, a Cessna 172N was substantially damaged during landing at Mallard's Landing Airport in Locust Grove, Georgia. The NTSB found the pilot improperly recovered from a bounced landing, leading to a loss of directional control and a runway excursion on the wet turf runway. On November 15, 2018, A Cessna 182K crashed shortly after departing Redding Municipal Airport near Redding, California, and the pilot and one passenger were fatally injured. The NTSB determined the probable cause was the pilot's spatial disorientation and subsequent loss of control after takeoff in dark night instrument meteorological conditions, with smoke and haze reducing visibility. On March 29, 2020, a Cessna 172N ground-looped after landing at Sedona Airport in Yavapai County, Arizona, then suffered a nose gear collapse and overturned. The pilot and one passenger were not injured. On June 2, 2018, an experimental North Wing Pulse 10M hang glider crashed during an air show at Mountain Home Air Force Base near Mountain Home, Idaho, fatally injuring the pilot. The NTSB determined the probable cause was an encounter with a developing vortex or dust devil during the routine, which led to a loss of control at an altitude too low to recover, and the pilot's worsening left shoulder arthritis contributed by limiting his ability to control and recover the glider. On July 5, 2018, an experimental Swearingen SX-300 crashed during landing at Spruce Creek Airport in Daytona Beach, Florida. The pilot was fatally injured, and a passenger had minor injuries. The NTSB found the pilot failed to maintain adequate airspeed in the landing flare, which led to an aerodynamic stall, a hard landing, landing gear collapse, loss of directional control, and a runway excursion. On August 24, 2012, an experimental Destiny XLT-powered parachute crashed at Silver Lake State Park near Hart, Michigan, fatally injuring the pilot and passenger. The NTSB found the canopy partially deflated after the pilot flew into gusty tailwind conditions, and that prior modifications that changed the parachute's flight characteristics contributed by making it more susceptible to partial collapse in gusts. On July 26, 2017, a Beechcraft A-36 TC Bonanza crashed shortly after takeoff from Ogden-Hinckley Airport in Ogden, Utah, during an attempted forced landing that struck the right side of a northbound freeway, killing all 4 people on board. The National Transportation Safety Board reported no pre-impact mechanical failures and determined the probable cause was a loss of control during takeoff for reasons that could not be determined.